What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about DCEASED War of the Undead Gods, issue number 4 of 8. This one's written by Tom Taylor, art by Trevor Hairsine, Andy Lanning, and Rain Barreto. And this is issue 4 of 8 of the third and final chapter of the DCEASED series. Well, there's some spin-off stuff, which there's still plot elements that are kind of lingering from those that have never fully been answered. Whatever happened to Steph and Talia? We're 4 issues into this thing, and we never got answers in Dead Planet. I wonder if they'll ever answer. I hope Tom Taylor does. I hope he has a plan for that, because reading Hope at World's End, I never really got a follow-up to that. So I'm hoping we get to see something in the coming issues, but only time will tell. Hopefully something good. But anyways, so that's that. Overall consensus, I really like this one. And not like loved it, but I enjoyed it enough. I think with DC's War of the Undead Gods, it's kind of the opposite of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run, where that book is going at such a snail's pace to like move with its story. This one moves so fast and there's so much going on, it really doesn't have time to fully breathe. I know there's 8 issues of this thing, but there's so much of this world with a lot of things that are just kind of like thrown at you, like characters and relationships that are never really fully developed or dived into. It's just kind of there, and you're just kind of meant to accept it. And I wish there was a little bit more background into that, and I think that would make it stronger. Maybe with another spin-off series, but surprisingly, after the first DC series, they never did like any spin-off books such as Hope at World's End or Unkillables. It just kind of was, okay, here's this one and here's that one. Maybe Tom Taylor is a little bit busy, but that's just kind of the way it is. So it's weird. Tom Taylor, I feel like Tom Taylor is 2 different people when he writes books. Elseworlds Tom Taylor and Main Universe Tom Taylor. Main Universe Tom Taylor is very hit or miss. Sometimes he can write something very good, and then other times he can write things that are very bad. But Elseworlds Tom Taylor hits way more than he misses. I don't know if I've really seen an Elseworlds storyline from him that's been very bad, because I think DC's for the most part has been very good. Even when some issues are a little bit lesser than others, there's still a lot of really good stuff within the DC's world, because it's just, okay, we got to tell the story, we got to get to the point. No time wasted is the way it looks like with this thing. But for instance, there's some things I wish could have been dived into a little more. For instance, Alfred's here. He's apparently in a relationship with Leslie Tompkins, which does kind of make sense. I always felt like that was something that probably should have happened at some point if Alfred had to be with someone, because they're both kind of Bruce's extra parental figures. Leslie kind of takes like a motherly role, and Alfred's taken on a bit of the fatherly role for Bruce over the years. So it makes sense in that regards. Damian shows up, and DC's like Dead Planet and War of the Undead Gods, Damian is the total opposite of where he was before. I wish he would have gotten time to really kind of dive into those changes. I always thought they should have done a spin-off series set during the 5-year time jump, because there's such a stark contrast to where Damian was before and he is now, and I feel like we kind of needed a little bit of that development to showcase this change, because he's just so very happy. I'm very happy for the both of you. He's a very pleasant Batman, surprisingly, and very in control of his emotions. What happened in those 5 years? Did Wonder Girl, or Wonder Woman, I should say, whip him into shape that much? Or was it just his father and mother weren't really around and he got to like hang around with all these other people? I don't exactly know, but he's a very different character than he was prior, and he's in a much happier, better place, even though the world is kind of ending. So anyways, Alfred asks if he can go with them to Oa and do their thing. Damian and John end up going off with various members of the Green Lantern, Superman, and all that. There's more of the New Gods and the war going on with Darkseid and all that. Look at that artwork. Darkseid with a yellow Lantern Corps ring. That looks freaking awesome. I love the art, and I love a lot of the art in it. There's some panels where it could have been a little bit cleaner, but with this stuff right here, like, this looks really, really cool. Basically, they head to Oa, and basically the Green Lantern Corps is authorizing lethal force, but there's kind of a little bit more to it. We find that Ares is kind of manipulating things, which is kind of strange, considering Ares in the last issue was talking about, hey, Erebus is coming, and this war will annihilate everybody. Why is he kind of manipulating people in the first place? Also, Cassandra Cain as a Shazam is really, really cool. I love that design. That's a great concept, and I wish it kind of would happen in the main universe. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But anyway, so there's some different fights in that going on here, and the ending of the issue brings in Mr. Mixie-Spitalik. So And 2 Tom Taylor issues that came out today, I guess it's Tom Taylor Tuesday, both of them showcased a 5th dimensional imp of sorts coming into the fold in that. So it doesn't advance the main storyline too much. Guy Gardner continues to be a standout in these issues, and there's some great looking artwork throughout this stuff. But I just wish certain things we would have gotten a little bit more on. Maybe a spin-off series would be really cool to kind of flesh out some of these relationships and changes, because you're just kind of expected to just roll with it. And some stuff I can understand, but there's other stuff I kind of want to see how it came to be. How did Alfred and Leslie Tompkins get together like that in secret? Or how did Damian go through such a massive change? I know there's a 5-year time jump, but I really want to know what happened in that 5-year time jump. How did he end up with Cassie and all that? How did that relationship develop? Because we're just kind of thrown into it. And I think that's what threw a lot of people off too when that was showcased, because we're just expected to roll with it. So without actually fully seeing it. Yeah, there's kind of hints of something when they were kids, but it's not dived into enough. And I think that would have really kind of helped it if we gotten a little bit more time to showcase that. I still think a series set in the 5-year time jump would be really good, but unfortunately it looks like they're only doing an 8-issue thing. No spin-off series, which is a disappointment to me. I thought that could have been used to showcase a lot of things and develop things, but maybe it's because Tom Taylor is working on other stuff at DC, but that's just kind of the way it is. But DCeased in general continues to be a really solid story, and there's no real awfulness with DCeased as I've come across. It's straight and to the point. So I still think the first DCeased is the strongest of the bunch. Well, Hope at World's End was the one I liked the most, even though it was just kind of a spin-off set during the events of DCeased. But there's still a lot of good with DCeased. It's entertaining. Tom Taylor Elseworlds is a very different writer from main universe Tom Taylor. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's almost 2 different people, or maybe it's just, okay, I got an Elseworlds storyline, I have a limited amount of time, I just have to focus on the story rather than just padding it out. I don't know what it is, but it feels like they're 2 different people who write these things. So I wish Elseworlds Tom Taylor was showcased more in the main universe version. I don't know, maybe it's the creative control or something, but it feels like 2 different people, the way things are written between the worlds, and in here, it's a lot stronger. So props to you. I'm going to give him props for this one, because I really liked his DCeased work. So there you go. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of DCeased War of the Undead Gods, issue number 4. I'm excited to see where this thing goes from here. I do hope we get to answer some questions that have been kind of bugging me since the first DCeased, Hope at World's End, and all that other stuff, like whatever happened to Stephanie Brown and Talia al Ghul, because they went off in that spin-off series and we've never seen or heard from them again, at least to my knowledge, unless I missed like a weird spin-off book or something. It's just kind of up in the air at this point. So hopefully we'll get a full answer to that. Maybe when all this is done, we'll get a giant DCeased omnibus, which pulls in every single issue between the various different series. I think that'd be kind of cool. But anyways, I've rambled on enough. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm a lot more positive in this one than I was in the Dark Crisis Young Justice one. So thank you all for sticking around if you're still here at this point in the video. I will be back tomorrow to cover the remaining issues that I haven't gotten the chance to reviewing yet. That includes Dark Crisis, Worlds Without a Justice League Batman, which I don't understand why that is still going on at this point. Just the timing of it, given that everyone's already out of these prisons and that. They should have released those all a lot earlier, or just not done the series at all. Or maybe just a quick, like, 1-issue giant one-shot showcasing that, okay, the Justice League are trapped in these dream worlds, because those are basically a waste of time and money, too. Or what else do I got tomorrow? DC versus Vampires, All Out War, which I'm looking forward to reading. I haven't read that one fully all the way through yet. And then Batman, Superman, World's Finest. I felt like I'm just going to save that one for the end, because I'm going to end the week on a high note, because World's Finest is a very good ongoing comic book and probably the best at DC right now that's in the main universe. It's set in the past, but I think it's the best ongoing. So, yeah. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.